everyone, my name is Droogie Forever, and today we're going to do a little reaction video to the Silent Hill news that's incoming. And just fair warning, I've already seen this stuff. This is not my initial reaction to these things. So I'm really looking forward to this, but I had a huge problem with this opening sequence here. See, he comes in he's like in a hurry, they focus on the cockroach, and then this. So James, just in this scene, in the original, I don't think he acts like this. Like, it's so uncharacteristic. And then you get this part, and his character model looks horrible. And his eyes are brightly lit. So I'm gonna pause this. So his eyes are brightly lit in this scene. They're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be able to see his eyes. And in this scene in the original, there's equal focus on the back of him and the front of him. They're in the same frame so that you see the duality, right? The perfect duality of James. And he does this little motion like in front of his face, this little claw motion that I've always likened to like an actor getting ready for a performance, right? And then from then on, every time in the game, from the cemetery forward, when his wife is mentioned, then he touches his temple as if his head hurts, right? Well, what Bloober Team seem to have done here is they've changed it to where now in this opening segment, he touches his sort of, it's not really his temple, he touches the side of his face, like as if he has like a scar or something, but it's akin to what he does in the original game when he touches his temple. And I don't like the way this scene looks or is framed. I don't like the lighting. I don't like anything about it. I hate the bathroom scene 100% through and through. I don't like his character model. I don't like anything about it. But that being said, as negative as I am about this scene, once we get through this part, it looks amazing. And I was really happy with most of the rest of it. I just don't like this scene. I hate it. I hate it. I think they've done a horrible job and it needs completely redone. It's not artistic. It doesn't look good. I don't like it, but this is beautiful. Pete's Bolorama sign over there. We got the Silent Hill map. This is beautiful. The way they did the rest of the overlook looks amazing. Look at the town. Oh my God. Dude, the town looks unbelievable.
Silent Hill.
I want to play this so bad, but not the opening scene. Because oh yeah, and Ito and Yamaoka are back. That's so good, even though it's Bloober Team and I'm depressed about that. Having them involved definitely helps.
I know what you are. I know why I needed you.
Yeah, the rest of this, they've done a really good job with the rest of it. I'm impressed. I thought Bloober were gonna really make it terrible. The rest of this actually looks pretty good. I want them to redo that opening scene so bad. Because if it still kicks off the game, if that opening segment still kicks off the game like it did in the original, assuming they haven't added anything in front of it, you know, if it still kicks off the game, there's a tone that you have to set with those first two segments being the overlook. Well, actually three. So the overlook, the walk through the woods, and the cemetery set the tone for that game so well. And two of the scenes, being the overlook and the cemetery scene, are strange, dreamlike scenes, and you really need those to stay that way because it gives it that uncanny valley David Lynch style feel to it. In the bathroom in particular, you have these odd camera angles that come in, and that's what gives it that uncanny valley feeling. And then he does weird shit like the claw motion in front of his face. You can't see his eyes. It's important to frame that shot in particular that shot in front of the mirror perfectly so that you can see equally the two halves of James. It's so important the way they framed that originally. It's such an important part of the game leading up. It's clear that the rest of it they've kind of got pretty much right, but that whole opening scene is so important, and they got to get it right. They've got to fix that, I think. But I want to be excited about the rest of it. I really do. I mean, it looks great. Look at it.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I want to play this. I'm not convinced they can do combat well because they've never done combat, and you know, there's all these questions I have basically about. But look at this. Like, I'm sick of Pyramid Head, and even I think that looks fucking amazing. That is badass. That Pyramid Head scene is unbelievable. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. I have huge qualms about that opening segment. Bloober Team don't do artistic and subtlety well at all. And if they fuck with the story at all, there's going to be huge issues because fans are going to hate it. Because that guy that writes for Bloober Team is fucking horrible. I mean, he is. He's just terrible. He's so bad. He's so bad. And he handles trauma about as well as a fucking sledgehammer. I mean, he's horrible. I don't want him anywhere near this game. But it looks great. It does, aside from my complaints about the opening segment. So I'm going to try not to be super negative about that because it is Silent Hill 2. It is my favorite game of all time. And, you know, getting Konami to do anything with it was probably like pulling fucking teeth. So I'm just happy we're getting something. But I just really want someone to tell them they have to redo that opening scene. I think it's so important. I know it sounds ridiculous for this little tiny opening segment in the bathroom, but it's so important. It's so important. When you watch that original scene and he's in the bathroom and that camera angle is so weird going up to him. It's such an odd, it's like sideways. They frame that shot so strangely, right? So it immediately disorients you a little bit. And then you go up to James and again, it's not like the whole, like he's hidden in shadows, but his eyes are completely obscured. And you know that because recently someone actually brightened that scene up and there was a big news article where they found out James is actually looking at the player in that scene. So you know his eyes are obscured. No, you can't see his eyes. But in the new one, they're clear as day. I mean, the shot's not framed right. James has a weird expression on his face. He's got that thing with his hand that it's not the same. I don't know. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel artistic. It feels more like something you'd see in like an action movie where like the hero just killed somebody for the first time and they go in the bathroom to wash their face. I mean, that's what it seemed like to me. It just, no subtlety, no artistry about it. It's just, you know, that's Bloober Team. Again, Sledgehammer. You know, so I hope they take the time to do that opening scene right. And more specifically, you know, after that scene, the graveyard as well. I mean, we really need that dreamlike, ethereal David Lynch feeling to that conversation in the graveyard that was so strange with that weird dreamlike music in the background. I mean, those two things plus the long walk through the woods where it just sounds keep getting creepier and creepier as you go. It's so important to get that right for the opening. The opening of the game I love, and nothing happens in the opening. That's why I love it. It's like before you get to your first enemy, you've played basically, I mean, unless you're speed running, you've played like 15 minutes of the game before you get to an enemy. I mean, it leads into it so well. It's so cool. I like it. If we're speed running, obviously it takes us like 4 minutes to get to the apartments, but you know, 4 or 5 minutes and we're at the apartments. But if you're actually playing through it normally and watching all the cutscenes and everything, it's unbelievable. I love the opening of Silent Hill 2. I don't like that they messed with it. But yeah, pretty excited about this one overall. All right, let's skip forward. I hate to skip Ito and Yamaoka because there's Ito. My favorite creature designer of all time. He's one of my favorite developers. I love Ito. It's so awesome that he's on this. He has been working on game after game after game for the last decade that have all gotten canceled. He has the worst luck when it comes to video games after Silent Hill. And I think one of the only ones he did end up getting to put out that he worked on was Nightcry, which wasn't really well received. But his work on that was great. The creatures were really cool looking. His artwork is fantastic. If you haven't checked out his Twitter account, go check him out. And then of course Yamaoka. I mean, what more can you say about literally the greatest video game musician of all time? I mean, those soundtracks for Silent Hill 2 and 3 and 1 and just it's unbelievable. And even Origins and Shattered Memories. Oh my God, he's just so damn good at what he does. All right, so let's see. All right, so this one is from the developer No Code. No Code created Observation and Stories Untold, two pretty great horror games. So really cool that they're working with Annapurna here to publish this new Silent Hill game.
I think we've done something so awful.
There you go, Observation and Stories Untold.
Being judged by these people. But for you, I think it's more than that. I think you're here for some other reason. And I don't want to be anywhere near you when you figure that out.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I mean, we didn't get as good a look at that one as we got at some of the other games, but yeah, Towerfall is going to be pretty damn cool. Let's see, there was... Oh, they were talking about the movie Return to Silent Hill, which is based on Silent Hill 2. That's going to be awesome. I'm staying positive about that. I know a lot of people didn't like the first one. I also enjoyed that they're making figures out of James, which is only the second official James figure that Konami have ever done. They're making their very first Maria figure ever. They've never done an official Maria figure ever. And they're doing a Mira coin bank figure, which is unbelievable. I'm really excited for this one, and especially Maria. Let's see, they already announced stuff. Then they announced stuff we've already seen, like these. These two actually went up on Big Bad Toy Store today from Iconic. Oh, I ordered this stuff today, the Mira plush and these pins that went up on the store today. Oh, I forgot to order the nurse one. Shit, I ordered these three and this today off the Konami shop. And then this one I'm waiting on. I've actually already ordered this from Pop-Up Parade. And then, oh yeah, this is going to be cool. The Red Pyramid thing and Maria elevator chase diorama. I'm really excited for that. That's going to be cool. Anyway, this last one, Silent Hill F, this is the most intriguing thing that they showed off today, because it's set in 1960s Japan, which would be, 10, 20 years after the atomic bomb. And they use some insane shit here at the beginning. First of all, they're using cherry blossoms, which is amazing because Masahiro Ito said he always wanted to make a horror game with cherry blossoms. So I hope he's working on this one too. I don't know if he can be on both teams at the same time, but I really hope he is. And then they're using trypophobia, which is where you have like a fear of things with lots of holes in them. They're using that in this game, which is I've found recently that I actually have a fear of that. I didn't know until recently that it creeps me out when I look at things like that, because I never had really been subjected to it. I never really studied like a strawberry or like anything that has all these weird little holes in them before. I never like paid attention. And once I actually started paying attention to it, once I found out what it was, then it started really bothering me. Like this, with the hand. That is fucking creepy. Oh God. Yeah, that's fucking creepy. I don't like that. Ugh. But that's how I know it's gonna be scary, because it's gonna freak me out. Ugh. On the neck and shit. Ugh, look at that. Ugh, don't like it. Yeah, so I'm excited to see whatever this is, whatever it becomes. Yeah, I'm really excited for Silent Hill F. So, Silent Hill 2, excited, but hope they change the opening sequence. Um, Silent Hill Towerfall, excited, but need to know more, obviously. Silent Hill F, definitely down with the concept, just hope it gets to where it needs to be. Silent Hill Ascension, couldn't care less, hope it dies a short, painful death. Um, Return to Silent Hill, excited. Definitely want to see it. I mean, the first Silent Hill movie, despite how some hardcore fans feel about it, it's probably one of the best video game adaptations we've ever had on film, and personally is my favorite. I mean, I can watch Doom with the Rock, or I can watch Dead Rising. They did a couple of those. Resident Evil, which I like some of those. First one mainly. But none of them I think did as good a job as Silent Hill, even though they changed some things. So I liked the movie, and I think even though Pyramid Head shouldn't have been there and whatever, they probably didn't know they were going to do a sequel, so they just threw everything at the wall. But with the sequel, they're basing it on Silent Hill 2, and I'm hoping they stick pretty close, and I think it'll be good. We'll see, but I have hopes, basically, high hopes for these kind of things. The only thing we're missing out of everything we got today, which was mostly great, was ports of the old games. Like, why are they still not up on? I still don't get that. What, like, Silent Hill 1 should be on PlayStation's classic catalog because it was playable on PS3, so there's no reason it can't be playable on PS5. 2, I kind of understand there's probably that weird issue with the voice actors and they don't want to pay them again. But you know what? Get the fuck over it. You're putting the remake out. It's got renewed interest in the game. Put 2 up on the and just pay the voice actors a wage. What the fuck ever. Just do it. You're going to make money off of it. And then 3, there's no excuse. And same with 4, no excuse at this point. They put it up on GOG, but they haven't put it anywhere else. None of them are on Steam except Homecoming, which is like the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. I mean, how is none of these games on Homecoming? Or on Steam. It makes no sense except Homecoming. And Homecoming doesn't fucking work right. It crashes constantly. So yeah, excited, hopeful, really looking forward to a couple of these, and hope a couple of them get some changes, and don't care about the other one. But overall, pretty positive, I think, despite my negativity, pretty positive transmission stream, I think, from Konami here. I mean, this was mostly as good as we could have expected, probably. I mean, considering the circumstances and all the shit they've tried to do with like NFTs and pachinko machines and all that. This is probably the best we could have hoped for. I mean, short of getting those ports that I talked about. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's something I'm looking forward to, and I hope you are too. So anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, it's all that like button you want to smash. And don't forget to subscribe. You stay you. I'll stay me. Droogie forever. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Later.